the calls are mounting for harsher punishment for laboratories after a competition commission investigation found that PCR test cost had declined over time, but the companies had kept the price high. As of yesterday, the price of a PCR test has been reduced to 500 Rand from 850 Rand. COSATU is one of the organizations calling for harsher penalties. We speak now to the organization's spokesperson, Mr. Sizwe Pamla. Thank you very much, sir, for your time this afternoon. So according to your statement, you believe that these laboratories have been allowed to get away with murder?
Indeed, as a federation, we feel that these laboratories should have been punished. We don't believe that what the Commission and Tribunal have done. We want to see the implementation of the amendment that was introduced to the Competition Act that calls for the of the guilt, especially when it comes to labor, ice scouting. We want them to be prosecuted to the full extent because it can't be that what.
Mr. Pamla, unfortunately, we are losing you there intermittently, so please, I beg for your patience if you would just take it from the top for us, why you believe that these companies have been allowed to get away with murder. Our connection is not that strong, so please do indulge us.
Well, the position of the Federation is that the Competition Tribunal should do more to really punish these companies. The price gouging that we have witnessed is unacceptable. We have made amendments to the Competition Act to push for people to be prosecuted, people who are responsible for these nefarious activities. This has been happening for a long time in this country, and the private sector has not really been held accountable. We want government to show political will. We want them to show the same enthusiasm they've shown in dealing with corruption in the public sector. They need to show that in dealing with corruption.
The competition commissioner yesterday, Mr. Thembinkosi Bonagele, believing when asked that question in terms of consequences for these companies, that forcing the laboratories to reduce their PCR tests to 500 Rand was enough punishment. What does this punishment look like? You mentioned prosecution, for example. Well,
firstly, by law, they are supposed to be forced to pay 10% of their profits. We've always argued that that's not enough. But we also want that to be implemented. But the issue of prosecution is really important for us. The Competition Act was amended. It allows for people who are found guilty of breaking the Competition Act to be prosecuted, and they can be sentenced up to 5 years in prison. So we really do want this law to be used to deal with these latest developments. We are saying this because the idea of enforcing the law is also about deterrence. It is about sending a message to others who are thinking of doing the same, that there will be a bigger price to pay if people even think of breaking the Competition Act. So we really do believe that the time has arrived for that act to be implemented, because for a long time, people have been arguing that we cannot implement this act on cases that happened before it was enacted. Now, this particular case has taken place after that amendment was adopted. So we are calling on the Department of Trade and Industry, and we're calling on the Competition Tribunal and other responsible bodies to really take this issue seriously by holding these people accountable.
You have been captured as saying, and I quote, "This is blatant, naked corruption, and it should be treated as such." You do not believe that the Competition Commission is serious about this issue?
No, we do not believe that they are serious, because they have got tools at their disposal to deal with these cases. They are yet to really hold the individuals responsible accountable. A message needs to be sent to say, when a country is dealing with a deadly pandemic, you cannot afford to have people indulging in cartel behavior and price gouging. This is something that we should not tolerate. If we are to defeat the scourge of crime that is really sinking this country, we need to hold the individuals responsible accountable. As far as we are concerned, the Competition Commission and the Competition Tribunal have not necessarily used the tools at their disposal to hold this kind of cases, the individuals responsible for these kinds of cases are accountable. Or if we are to send a message, if we are to deter people in future from doing the same, we need to hold the senior managers who are responsible for the strikeout being responsible.
Mr. Sizwe Pamla speaks for COSATU. Thank you, sir, for your time this afternoon.